we'll move on to what else is brewing today, and that is Stimuler, which is a voice-first AI tutor for English as a second language users. And they've raised $3.75 million in a pre-Series A funding round that was led by Lightspeed, SWC Global, and other investors as well. Now, these funds will be used by the company to scale their in-house AI infrastructure, grow their technical team, and accelerate user acquisition, which is aimed at increasing monetization by over 5 times in the next 12 to 18 months. Now, founded in 2022, the platform claims to have more than 4 million app installs, which is a 5-fold increase in the past year, and has more than 45,000 paying users across Android and iOS. On that note, let me invite Akshay Akash, who is the CEO of Stimuler, for more on the company's fundraising and their plans ahead. Akshay, welcome to Startup Street, and thank you very much for your time here today. Before we get to that funding round, briefly tell us about Stimuler and the market gap that you saw, which you're solving for, and why the Square focus only on the English language.
Hi, super nice to be here. I think I have seen quite a few episodes of the series, and it's great to be here. Honestly, in terms of what we are trying to do at Stimuler is a voice AI mobile app, which, as you say, helps English as a second language speakers improve their conversational skills. And the reason we focus on English as such is because English is very different when compared to other languages like Spanish or French, etc. Right? So when you are learning a Spanish or a French, it's okay to learn the language as a hobby or learn just words in there, just vocabulary in there. But English is always linked to career and job. So you need to actually speak English fluently to get the outcomes of learning the language. And we believe that there's a wide gap in the market where you don't really have a solution which can help you improve your speaking skills particularly. And I think that's the right for Stimuler to exist today.
Okay, Len, let's get to that fundraising. $3.75 million in your pre-Series A round. How exactly are you going to deploy this for growth? And, how will you ensure that you achieve this kind of monetization?
I think primarily, we believe we are an AI first company. We started like a year back, and all of us have sort of grown into this world. And we started in college, so this is our first job outside college. So I think we are very, very clear that we want to build an extremely high density talent team. We have a team of 9 people today, including the 4 founders. So one of the major goals for us is hire 5 to 6 engineers over the next year and maintain the talent density out there. Then the next goal for us, second goal for us is on the AI infra side, invest in GPUs, invest in stuff. So we are very clear that we want to own our in-house AI stuff. So we want to own our models, we want to own our infrastructure, and we just don't want to be a consumer of AI, but we want to make sure that all the tools we are using, all the architecture we are using, we are controlling that, and we are building a differentiation over that. And I think finally just growing the distribution network. So most of our distribution today happens via TikTok. And I know it's banned in India, but most of our user base is outside India, in Latin America and Indonesia. So just expanding the TikTok network.
But what we wanted to understand, what will really aid this 5x growth in monetization, which is currently at 45,000 of your total user base. And also the majority of your paying user base today comes from outside of India. Is that correct?
Yes, most of our users come from Latin America, which is Mexico, Colombia, etc., followed by Indonesia, followed by India. In terms of what will aid, it's primarily product development. I think Stimuler is by far the best product in the world today when it comes to this huge need of speaking English fluently. I think over 1 billion people need that. So it's just about getting the product better, making sure that the product is even better than all the other competitors combined, and then sort of just increasing the distribution capability so that more and more people know about it. So I think this is more of an awareness problem alongside sort of just making sure that the product is continuously getting better every day. As long as we are able to do those things, I think the product will definitely grow.
All right. Which are the markets that you anticipate are going to be the fastest growing for you? Whether that is India, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and which regions are going to drive that next leg of growth for the company? Will there also be new markets that you're looking to enter?
I think we are very clear today that LATAM and Indonesia are our 2 priority markets. I think we have a sizable presence in these 2 markets. So it's just making sure that we are number 1 in those markets as well as just growing our positions. That being said, India is also a huge market for us, and we're also running experiments in other parallel geographies like EU or Middle East, just to see if the need is really strong here, because it's a global problem, like almost every single country. So our 45,000 paid users today come from 175 different countries. So which means that like there's a need in every single country. It's just about focusing. And for us today, the focus is LATAM and Indonesia, while just making sure that we are still continuing experiments in different countries.
Okay, and a quick word on your business model as well. What kind of average revenue per user are you generating across these paying users you have? And what sort of top line and bottom line is the company currently clocking?
So we are over 1 million in top line currently, but it's very early numbers today. But in terms of like how much we charge, differs a lot country by country because of the diverse user base. I think roughly we get $16 to $20 on an average across our user base on Android and iOS.
All right, and finally, Akshay, just to confirm, I know you spoke about why English, but to diversify in the future, do you have plans of foraying into other languages? And what sort of diversification plans do you have in the medium to long run? On one hand, you have, of course, AI, generative AI that can help users learn languages better than before, and then you, of course, have established players like Duolingo and so on that are also catering to the same market. So, do you have longer-term diversification plans for the company?
I think immediately no. We want to make sure that we are the #1 player in English. English drives 70% of language learning revenue. So I think that's the biggest market. That means if we are able to solve that playbook for English, it's very easy for us to expand to any other languages we want to. But if you talk about next 3 to 4 years, geographical distribution and making sure we are #1 in our target geographies, that's more important for us compared to expanding languages.
All right, so the focus will remain squarely on English. Thanks very much, Akshay, for your time here today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
On that note, it is time for us to head